Have you ever stopped to think about the devastating power that the right words can have on a woman's mind? We're not talking about generic compliments that anyone could drop in casual conversation, but rather those strategic phrases that penetrate deep into female psychology and awaken sensations she didn't even know she was repressing. The truth is that most men waste incredible opportunities every day simply because they don't understand how the mental trigger of female attraction works. While you're stuck giving superficial compliments about physical appearance, other men are mastering the art of activating her imagination in ways that create an instant and magnetic connection. And the most interesting part? This has absolutely nothing to do with being handsome, rich, or having a gym body. It has everything to do with understanding what really messes with a woman's head and using that to your advantage in an intelligent and authentic way. The first thing you need to understand is that women are extremely sensorial and emotional creatures. While we men tend to be more visual and direct, they live in a world of subtleties, hidden meanings, and underlying messages. Every word you say is analyzed, processed, and stored in a mental database that determines whether you're just another regular guy or someone truly different and intriguing. That's why, when you learn to use specific compliments that touch the right points of female psychology, you literally stand out from 99% of the men she knows. You become that guy she can't get out of her head, the one who awakens intense sensations just by thinking about the conversations you had. And all this happens because you knew how to press the right buttons at the right time. The first compliment that instantly activates her fantasy is recognizing her intelligence and emotional complexity in a way that no other man does. We're talking about something much deeper than simply saying she's intelligent. Anyone can do that. The secret lies in noticing specific details about the way she thinks, how she expresses herself, and how she sees the world. For example, when you notice something she said days ago and mention how that revealed a unique perspective on a certain subject, you're showing that you really paid attention to her, that she matters beyond the surface. Imagine saying something like, "Noticing the way you connect seemingly disconnected ideas is fascinating. You have a mind that sees angles that most people completely ignore." This type of recognition directly hits her ego in a totally different way. You're not just complimenting a fleeting physical characteristic, but rather validating the essence of who she is as a person. And this creates a powerful emotional connection because every woman wants to feel truly seen and understood in her totality, not just admired for external attributes that she doesn't always control. The second devastating compliment is one that recognizes her femininity in a sophisticated and sensual way, without falling into the trap of vulgar or disrespectful compliments. There's a very fine line between making a woman feel desired and making her feel uncomfortable, and mastering this art is what separates ordinary men from magnetic men. The secret here lies in complimenting the way she expresses her femininity through subtle gestures, the way she moves, how she communicates, or how she demonstrates her presence. It's not about saying she has a beautiful body, that's too obvious and shallow. It's about capturing something deeper and more sensorial. For example, you could say something along the lines of, "There's something in the way you move that's naturally seductive, a feminine confidence that's impossible to ignore, as if you know a secret that nobody else knows." Do you see the difference? You're not objectifying, you're recognizing an energetic and magnetic quality that she projects. This activates her fantasy because it directly touches the part of her that wants to feel desirable not just physically, but on a more visceral and primitive level. You're saying that she has power over you, that there's something in her that stirs your instincts in a way that goes beyond logic. And every woman wants to feel that she has that kind of influence over a man she considers interesting. The third compliment that detonates her mental triggers is recognizing her vulnerability and emotional strength at the same time, creating an intriguing paradox that makes her feel understood on deep layers. Women are extremely complex beings who carry within themselves a constant duality between strength and sensitivity, between independence and desire for connection. When you manage to capture this duality in a well-constructed compliment, you touch on something that very few men can reach. Think of something like, "You have a silent strength that impresses, but at the same time you don't hide your sensitivity, and that doesn't make you weak, it makes you real and magnetic in a rare way." This type of recognition is absolutely powerful because it validates all parts of her, including those that society often tries to make seem contradictory or problematic. You're saying that she doesn't need to choose between being strong or sensitive, between being independent or vulnerable, that all these facets of her are not only accepted but deeply attractive. This creates a sense of total acceptance that is extremely rare and valuable, especially in a world that constantly pressures women to fit into limited molds. Now, you might be wondering why these specific compliments have so much power while others fall completely flat. The answer lies in the neuroscience of attraction and the way the female brain processes emotional information. When you offer a generic compliment about physical appearance, you're activating superficial brain circuits that are constantly stimulated by dozens of other men. Her brain is already saturated with that type of validation, so it doesn't cause real impact. But when you offer recognition about deep aspects of her personality, about things she herself values but are rarely noticed, you're activating brain areas associated with emotional reward, deep interpersonal connection, and psychological excitement. You're literally creating new neural pathways that associate you with intense positive sensations. And the most interesting thing is that this happens almost instantaneously because you're touching on fundamental emotional needs that every human being has, but which are especially pronounced in women due to the way they are socialized and their more empathetic and relational nature. Timing and authenticity are also crucial for these compliments to really work. There's no point in memorizing these phrases and dropping them mechanically without really feeling or observing the characteristics you're complimenting. Women have an extremely sharp radar for detecting fakeness and cheap manipulation. If you try to use these compliments as empty techniques without genuinely paying attention to her and without really appreciating the qualities you're mentioning, she'll notice and you'll lose all credibility. The real magic happens when you combine strategy with authenticity, when you really observe these characteristics in her and choose the right moment to recognize them naturally in conversation. Don't force it, don't exaggerate, and definitely don't turn this into a bombardment of compliments that sounds desperate. One well-placed compliment at the right time is worth more than 20 generic compliments thrown around randomly. Another important dimension is understanding that these compliments work because they create mystery and depth around you as a man. When you demonstrate the ability to perceive subtle nuances about her, when you show that you pay attention beyond the obvious, you automatically become more interesting and intriguing. She starts to wonder what kind of man you are, what makes you capable of seeing things that others don't see, what other qualities you possess that you haven't revealed yet. You create curiosity, and curiosity is one of the most powerful engines of human attraction. While other men become predictable and two-dimensional with their shallow compliments, you establish yourself as someone with emotional depth and refined social intelligence. And that's incredibly attractive because it suggests that a connection with you will be much more stimulating and satisfying than with the average men she meets. Finally, it's important to mention that mastering the art of strategic compliments is just one piece of the attraction puzzle. These compliments open doors, create opportunities, and establish a strong foundation, but they need to be combined with other qualities like genuine confidence, clear life purpose, and the ability to create sexual tension naturally. Don't think that simply memorizing a few phrases will completely transform your love life overnight. The real power comes from developing yourself as a man in multiple dimensions, becoming someone genuinely interesting, confident, and valuable. The right compliments are powerful tools in the hands of a man who is already doing the internal work of becoming the best version of himself. Use them with wisdom, authenticity, and always with respect for the person you're interacting with. When you combine strategy with character, when you understand both the psychology of attraction and the importance of genuine human connection, you become truly irresistible in a way that transcends superficial techniques and creates deep and meaningful relationships that benefit both parties involved in this fascinating dance we call attraction.